The St. Patrick's Day one, all I wrote was huh. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy December 4th, and welcome to your horror advent calendar. If you missed yesterday, we talked about await further instructions, so you can check that one out. You can check out any previous and all of my upcoming horror advent videos in the playlist below. And let's dive right into day 4. Day 4, we've got Holidays, which is another first-time watch for me. This one came out in 2016, and it's an anthology horror movie, which means there's a lot of different segments, so there are a lot of different directors. I'm gonna list them all here. It's directed by Kevin Smith, Scott Stewart, Nicholas McCarthy, Kevin Kolsch, Gary Shore, Sarah Adina Smith, Dennis Weidmer, Anthony Scott Burns, and Adam Egypt Mortimer. So the summary on Letterboxd reads as such: everyone has a dark side, an anthology feature film that puts a uniquely dark and original spin on some of the most iconic and beloved holidays of all time by challenging our folklore, traditions, and assumptions. So yeah, that's a pretty standard summary of what it is. There's, how many segments are there? We've got Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Halloween, Christmas, and New Year's. So we got 8 holidays rolled into one movie. I would say, yeah, it's fair. They're all pretty dark spins on these holidays. Let's see, on Letterboxd, it has an average rating of 2.4 out of 5 stars. I myself gave it 2.5 stars, so I seem to be in agreement with most people. It seems like my friends on Letterboxd gave it a similar, some a little bit higher, but similar ratings. So it has middling to negative reviews, which makes sense to me after having watched it. I wouldn't say this is a bad movie. I really like anthology movies. I like how they're just like little snippets where anything can happen, rather than if it's like a 2-hour-long movie, you know, you gotta take care of those characters for 2 hours. But if it's like a 10-15 minute short, all bets are off, which is really fun, I think. So we are gonna focus on the Christmas segment, obviously, but I do wanna just touch on all the other ones really briefly. So the Valentine's Day one is maybe one of the weaker segments. The story is just kind of basic. What I will say about pretty much all of these is that the gore is really fun and good, and I like that a lot. Definitely present in the Valentine's Day one. The St. Patrick's Day one is nuts. This is the first one that really leans into the body horror element of this anthology, which all the segments have elements of body horror for sure. They get kind of worse as we go along, but it's there in all of them. The Easter one was actually really good. It was really scary. I didn't like it though because it made me really sad. If you'll watch it, you'll know why. But the Easter bunny design was really scary. Scariest Easter bunny I've ever seen. The next one was Mother's Day, which also involved some body horror. I found that one kind of dull, and I don't like to say boring, but not a lot happened until the very end, at which point they had me, but that was like 0.2 seconds of the whole segment. So, the Father's Day one is kind of a slow burn. It's more of an emotional journey than a physical, gory journey. I actually don't know if there is any body horror in this one. This may be the exception to my body horror rule. It's good acting, just slow, simple, quiet. A well-appreciated break throughout the craziness of the rest of this movie. The Halloween one, I really didn't care for. Firstly, there was nothing that made it overtly Halloween-y, except for the fact that people were wearing costumes. But it was just foul. It was just gross, which there's a part of me that kind of likes it for that, but I feel like you gotta earn it. If you're gonna be that nasty, you gotta earn it. And this one just did not earn it. And then I want to save Christmas for last, so we'll skip right over to New Year's. I do not remember what happens in the New Year's one. Hold on. Oh, I remember. Okay. So skipping over Christmas to talk about New Year's first, wasn't really nothing to write home about. It's fine, it's gross, it's a grand time. New Year's Eve for the ages. But let's get back to Christmas. So the Christmas one was one of my favorite ones. It stars Seth Green from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, amongst other things, but from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I think he's great in this. He plays a dad who is trying to get a gift for his son for Christmas. It's some like VR headset type thing that's apparently really hard to get. They're sold out everywhere. He's trying to get the last one from this store, but some rich guy in a fancy car swoops in and gets it before he can. And then he follows this guy out to the parking lot where he has a heart attack and like falls to the ground and he can't get to his pills. And Seth Green has this moment of like, do I help him and give him his pills, or do I take the VR headset? I'll leave you to guess what he does. Here's a hint, you're right. So it's fun. I always like a moral dilemma in my horror movies, a festive moral dilemma, no less. But yeah, I think it's pretty great. I like having to put yourself in the character's shoes of what would you do. I mean, hopefully we all know what we would do, but it's a pretty cool headset, so I don't know. My one complaint is that it does end really abruptly. Like, I didn't realize it had ended until the credits were rolling, and I was like, oh, wait, and I had to rewind a little bit to figure out how it ended. But I mean, when you're doing an anthology, you only have a short amount of time, so I get it. It's all good Christmas fun. So overall, for the whole anthology, as for things that I liked, I really liked the creativity with the body horror. It wasn't just what you come to expect in a movie. They were really thinking outside the box with some of these. But then on that same token, like what I talked about with the Halloween one, some of it was just foul and unearned and just there for the purpose of being gross. And I don't find much interest in watching human suffering just for the purpose of watching people suffer. So sometimes it really did fall into that for me. But this is a good one for really any holiday season. As for the festive levels, we got a whole host of holidays, and the Christmas one is very Christmassy. I think there's a lot to be explored in horror with the idea of Christmas shopping the day before Christmas. I think there's a lot to play around with there. I think it's very fun. I love the Christmas decor, the Christmas music. I thought it was all sufficiently festive. So that is our Day 4 Horror Advent Holidays. Let me know if you watch it. Let me know if you just watched the Christmas one or if you watch all of them. I have a lot I would like to discuss about some of the other ones, so let me know. But that's gonna do it for our Day 4. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy December 4th. I will see you tomorrow for the next one.